Rewrite each of the statements in the form for any something something x something something. Okay, so we know that all or every, and they both mean for any. So all school buses are yellow. What does that mean? If we write it in this form, it means for any. Okay, this means for any. Okay, well, for any school bus X. What about X? X is yellow. So we introduce this variable X so we can describe it in the second sentence. Now, second one, no school buses are green, which means for any school bus X, X is not green. No school bus is green. That means every single one is not green. Okay, so we can put it this way. For any school bus X, X is not green. Here we're not deciding if the statement is true or false. We're just rewriting it in this format. Okay, now next one. We want to write this sentence in the form of there exists. So this symbol right here means there exists or there is some kind of something X such that something about X occurs. So the example says there is a white school bus in our school, which means, well, this pretty much is very straightforward. So there exists or there is a school bus X such that X is white. Well, a school bus X, probably I should add in our school. Add that piece of information into the sentence, such that X is white. Okay, so this is a lot of times we have this kind of statements. It's we say for all, which means it includes everything, every single thing. So if there's a single exception, well, there could be more exceptions, and that would make the statement false, as the counter examples we have seen before. But when we say there is, or there are some, and you're not including every single thing. You're just saying whether it's at least one. So if there is one, and then this statement will be true. But if you cannot find any single one, and this statement will be false. So as you can see, the universal statement, and so this one is universal for any universal. And this one is there is, so it's there exists, existential statement. How do we determine if it's true or false? And if it's true, how are we going to prove it? And if it's false, and it's actually easier for universal statement. You just found one counterexample, one exception to that statement, because all means every single one. If you found a single exception, then you say it's false. But it's difficult to prove it is true, because all usually there's a lot, or sometimes could be infinitely many, and it's impossible for us to check every single one to prove it works. So that's one of the things we're going to deal with in later sections. And existential, there is. It's easy to prove it is true, because if you can find one, then you can say it's true. But if you want to prove it is false, and you have to check every single one to show it doesn't meet this requirement. And for example, if you want to prove well, in our school, actually, it's kind of easy, because you only have like 10 or 20 school buses in our school, and that's all you have to check all 20. But if you say there's a white school bus in the whole world, and then you have to check every single 1 until you found 1, and you can prove it is untrue. But if you want to prove it is false, and then you're gonna have to check every single one to say I cannot find a white one. But the thing is, there are lots of them, which in some cases there could be infinite many things, infinite many numbers, and you will not be able to check every single one to say, well, none of the numbers satisfy this condition. Okay, well, so these are the next things we're going to talk about.